Hey guys, so today we're going to be learning about direct variation and inverse variation. So if you look up here, direct variation is when the equation is y equals ax. So a could be anything, it doesn't really matter, it just has to be a number. For the second one, inverse variation is when y equals a divided by x when a is not equal to 0. So pretty much in order to figure out which one's which, you must solve for y. So in the first problem here, we have 6x is equal to y. It's already solved for y, but I know a lot of you like to see it with the y on the left, so I'm going to change it to y equals 6x. Y equals 6 is my a, this is my x, so it resembles the first one. This is going to be a direct variation. Now for this one, number 2, to solve for y, we have to divide by x on both sides. So you're going to end up getting y is equal to negative 0.25 over x. Since when I solve for y, it looks like this. Number 2 would be inverse. And now for the last one, if I solve for y, subtract x from both sides, you get y equals 10 minus x. It does not look like either of them, so this one would be neither. Pretty straightforward. So the second question that's going to be on your homework is something that gives you a table, and they're going to ask you whether it is direct, whether it is inverse, or whether it is neither. And I gave you 2 examples here. So in order to figure out which one is which, I'm just going to give you guys a very general behind it. For direct, it looks like y equals ax. In order to figure out from a chart which one it is, you need to divide by x on both sides to solve for a. So you get y over x equals a. So if y divided by x is constant, what I mean by that is that if I look on my chart and I do 20 divided by negative 4, 15 divided by negative 3, 10 divided by negative 2, and they give you the same number over and over and over, then it is going to be direct. Now, if we do the same one for the inverse, we have y, let me change the marker, y equals a over x. If I solve for a, we cross multiply, we will end up getting yx is equal to a. Once again, if this one is constant, then it would be inverse. For example, if I did 20 times negative 4, I get a number. 15 times negative 3, get a number. 10 times negative 2, get a number. If all those numbers are the same, then it is going to be inverse. And if neither of those work, then it's going to be neither. Simple as that. So we're going to do these 2 problems off to the side. So the first one I'm going to do is here. Let's see, I'll take out the top, don't need this. So first I'm going to check to see if the table over here is direct or not. So I'm going to do y divided by x, so I get 20 divided by negative 4, that gives me negative 5. So I'm going to put negative 5 on top. Then I'm going to do 15 divided by negative 3, that also gives me negative 5. So far it's working out, but I got to check all of them to make sure that it's constant. 10 divided by negative 2, you get negative 5, and 5 divided by negative 1, you also get negative 5. I don't even need to check the product of it because I'm already done. This one right here is going to be direct because the quotient of y over x is constant. So that one is done. So we know that this one is direct. So now let's check the second one. So I'm going to start off with the same thing. Do y over x. 60 divided by 1 is 60. 30 divided by 2 is 15. I can stop right there. It is not direct because I already got 2 different answers. So I'm stopping. Let me check inverse. So that's when I multiply them together. 60 times 1 is 60. 30 times 2 is 60. It's working out so far. 20 times 3 is 60. And lastly, 15 times 4 is also 60. So that means this table here is going to be inverse. And if neither of them work, then you would just write neither. And now for the last type of problem, it's going to be on your homework. Just need to get the problem real quick. So they're going to tell you that x and y vary inversely. They're going to say, they're going to give you a value for y, and they're going to give you a value for x. So we got x is 3. And then they ask you to find y when x is equal to, and my problem is -2. So since we know that they vary inversely, what we are going to use is that we're going to use the inverse one. Y equals a over x, because they vary inversely. But they tell me what y is and they tell me what x is. So I'm going to plug that in. I have 4 equals a over x. Sorry, not x. It'll be 3 because we know what x is. And now we are going to solve for a. So we cross multiply. A times 1 is a. 4 times 3 is 12. So we know that a is 12. Now we move to the second part. Find y when x is -2. So I'm still going to use the same formula, but now I know what a is and I know what x is. So I have y equals 12 over -2. I end up getting y is equal to -6. And that's all you have to do for that problem. If you guys have any questions, please let me know.